Good morning. Okay. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining me today. We will be continuing our Hela that we started the day before yesterday. We will finish it. That's the plan. So let's see if we manage to. I have changed a couple of things, especially with the camera. So if you were here before, if you think something got worse, let me know. I've put on another lens that gives me more freedom because I'm planning to rearrange my studio here, so it gives me more, this lens gives me more freedom to do so. So I think I look whiter than with the other one. I don't know. I will probably experiment with that a little bit more. Looks like you should be hearing me well. If you don't, let me know. If you like what you see, help me out with a quick like, thumbs up. So perhaps YouTube thinks it should show it to more people. Okay, so this is our Hela. Looking at her, we have a certain similarity. We're not where I want to be. Also, it looks quite basic somehow. It misses something, and I think that is a mistake from my side. But I don't know yet how to change it. So I think the problem I have with the picture right now is that it is very smooth. Everything is very there are no lines really defining her face, but in the original it is like that because I would think she is probably, her makeup does this, but perhaps there's even special effects on the picture. I don't know. She does not have any real wrinkles or anything that makes the face characteristic, and that makes it, in translating it into a portrait with black and white pencils, a bit more challenging to really get this natural look going, because the original already does not have the regular attributes you would expect from a natural looking portrait. So I'm really trying now, I will be trying with eagle eyes to find those differences, those imperfections, to try and highlight them a little bit. Perhaps even overstate them a bit in comparison to the photograph, just to get it to look a little bit more like an actual being and less like, I don't know, a sheet. I don't know. Hey Shakira, welcome. I look paler, don't I? Yeah. I am not that pale actually. I am pretty still from our summer. That's not like an Australian summer, but still. I have a little bit of color, so this is very... I will work on that. But we are not vain, are we? So... After all, this is a YouTube video that will just be up for eternity, so... Nothing important. It's presuming a bit much that YouTube videos are for eternity now. So there will be a lot of detail work, I think, in like just the little thing I just did just now with the nose. It's very much in the detail, but that is where we have to search, I think, for getting it to look more like a believable image in comparison to where it is right now. So there will be a lot of smaller things we're doing today, I think. We'll see. Stay with me. keep posted, and throw up the thumbs up. Okay, so everything is working. As I said, I'm rearranging a little bit, so I have to make sure that in the transition I do not break the whole system. Probably should first get the hair out of the way and then continue with detail work until I'm happy. But I'm afraid that I would just say, okay, I've done the hair, let's call it a day. So, I think I will do a little bit of detail work before I go into the hair. I'm not really someone that is used to doing this small scale detail work. If you've seen my videos, or even only one of those videos, I am more of a rough sketcher. So really searching for these minuscule little things is not in my comfort zone. But that's a good thing, right? Get a bit more challenged. Okay, so it is probably something I should put into my routine. Revisiting all the details at a certain point in time, because I haven't done much and I think it already has a bit of a different sheen to it. So, okay, so also at the very end of the last stream we layered a bit of hair just on top of it, just to get a little bit of the feeling how it could look in the end. And there's of course stuff like shadow from there that's not in here yet, or general darkened parts like this area. It's not corrected after that layer of a small layer of hair, so all of that will help us on the search for Cate Blanchett in all of this. So how is everyone doing? Are you up to a talk this morning or afternoon or evening or whatever it is where you are, or you just wanna chill out? That's also fine with me. However you want it. If you want me to shut up and only listen to the music while I'm drawing, that's also fine with me. You just have to tell me. If not, I will ramble on. or not, depending on the level of concentration I'm putting into the picture at that point in time. The live streams seem to get a lot of, or not a lot, but a surprising, in my eyes, a surprising amount of views after the live stream. So if you're watching this after the live stream as a VOD, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you will visit the live stream soon, because I'm planning to do them around this time regularly now. Hey Sarah. You're my fan? That's so nice to say. How are you today? So that's great. That's good to hear that you're fine. How late is it where you are? So I'm working on some details here right now because I'm not 100% happy with. It still looks a bit flat. It has this half-baked portrait look where it's not yet there in terms of detail that you need to really get a feeling like this is an actual person, or at least acceptable recreation of a person. India. Okay. How late is it in India? I have no idea. So probably somewhere halfway between here in Europe and Australia, probably where Shakira is sitting, I would expect. So late afternoon. Where's the music gone? Let's see. Should start up. So we'll also introduce a lot more contrast, because I don't like the level we are yet here. But I will try to have to sharpen my Blackstone pencil I'm using for the really dark areas. And that's always a risk, because that one is breaking like crazy. It's just very soft. So the risk of breaking it while sharpening it is extreme. It takes a bit of training to sharpen that without killing it. I'm thinking about getting a white gel pen for reintroducing highlights, or to try to draw on a lighter, on a darker kind of paper, colored paper. I at least want to try that, because I've seen a lot of those portraits on Instagram and stuff, and they look pretty neat if you have this. The possibility with a little bit of a darker paper to get highlights in dark and in light, in contrast to the general background. Could have my style, because as you probably can see, I am more of a minimalistic shader. I don't put I have a lot of white in the faces that I draw. I do not shade everything. So having the possibility to use an actual white pen to make certain highlights pop so much more could benefit my style. I'm a lot happier with the face. I'm not 100% happy, but I am a lot happier. So I will probably pronounce the chin a lot more. Also, I drew it rounder than it is in this area. So we have to correct that too. We can get quite dark here because we will have a strong contrast with her neck armor, or however you want to call that. Anyway, almost pure black. We'll probably translate into pure black, not taking too much details of this black and silver. Pattern that you have there. So how is it going in Arkshark? What's the last dinosaur you tamed? Have you tamed any Halloween ones? Do you have some special colors? Okay, I think before I go too much into the details, too deep into additional details, we have to address the hair. I don't like that. I never do. But we gotta do what we gotta do, don't we? Okay, this does not work out. Never hurts to experiment with the materials. That is so true. If you're lucky, you even learn something for your regular materials that you're using. Something new. Okay, so hair. I'm not a big fan of hair. Let me try to explain to you what I'm doing, which is a mix of a lot of different techniques and tutorials I have watched, because I was really not happy with how my hair looked. And you do not always have to just listen to a single tutorial. I've uploaded my first own tutorial in last week, I think. And I'm saying that I really mean it. Go window shopping with your tutorials. Do not just watch one tutorial. You have your own style and you're developing your own style, and you do not want to just copy another one's style. Even if you really like how their stuff looks, it does not need to be your style. So feel free with browsing, window shopping, taking what you can from each and every technique. There's not the one single technique that will help you always with every portrait. For example, the way I'm using now, the approach I will use now for the hair, works with long hair. It does not work that good with short hair. So For me, at least. Perhaps you will find a way to use it better. For me, it doesn't work that well with short hair. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a lot of layers on this. So don't worry if it looks quite flat in the beginning with this pencil. It is a quite hard one, so it does not really go very dark. But that's on purpose. We will go quite dark on her hair. We have to try to somehow get this not really. It's on purpose that it's not jet black hair, even if she is goddess of death. So we have to try to get this silver in there, but yeah, we will see. We will see. Let's train on the job. So the first thing I'm doing is getting a little bit of compartmentalization, I would say. I have no idea if that's the correct word. I define certain areas of hair, so I do not have to worry all the time about the complete hair, you know. So that we know, okay, this is a part where I should work in one piece more or less. We have this. Can you see it? Wait. Of course not. So okay, we have this wave here that I would take just as one indicator. Then we have, I had already drawn this outline last time, just so we have an idea how big the hair is. So it's more or less reusing those lines right now, orienting on them a little bit more and defining areas then we can work with. It all gets easier if you compartmentalize it. I have no idea. So Crystal Anthony, your drawing's so beautiful. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm trying to. It is a more messy style, I would say, that I have, but I'm pretty fast. I have a couple of artists that I follow on Twitch, over there on Twitch, and they take the time and they take a week or something of daily streaming to get done with one picture. I usually, it takes about 3 hours, then I'm done with one. So it's a bit more messy, but I'm happy with it. Black Panther within suit. So Cyril, you want the complete mask, or what would you think with that? I want to draw Black Panther. Truth be told, I have never drawn black person, which is not meant racist. I never have. I am a bit nervous to do so because it's a bit different, obviously. But I want to. I really want to. So you're right. I will should be one of the next ones. I really want to. Yeah, put that tutorial to use, check and post on my Discord with suit. Yeah. So I will see. It's black either way, isn't it? Perhaps I will even do something like a split one, you know, where you have the helmet on the one side, the face on the other side. If I find pictures that I can do this with. I'm working very closely on photographs, so everything I can Photoshop, I can draw. I'm not that good in really inventing everything. So, but let's start with the hair. Enough procrastination. Let's start on this side. So how I start is, you have highlights here, for example. This is gray, but not exactly light highlights, but it's gray. So we will draw up until there, and at the end I will already pull away with the lead a little bit with the pencil, so that we get here a little bit more of a faded look, you know. It won't get dark with this pencil, so don't expect that to happen. We will use others for that. But this is what we do here, and you have to meet these little bit less sharp side of the hair, and you do that by coming from the other side and going away with the pencil from the paper in the same way, so that those fading lines meet, that helps you with getting that look as if there is highlights, you know? It's not perfect. I'm not that good even now with hair. I'm doing my best. But it will look a lot better when we have more something making noises here? I don't hear. I think the cat wants to come in. Okay, so, but that's the technique in general. So, pretty easy. You just follow that, try to stay clean that way, and it looks okay. I still have to learn it a lot myself. And in areas where it's really dark, we will have those all everywhere in between. I just really shade with the dark pencil once I have layered a lot of dark hair on it, so you can just shade it. I would only post my picture from the tutorial if it didn't look so bad that it makes Pennywise look like My Little Pony. I cannot imagine that it does. But you can also send it directly, of course, to me via Discord, and I will let you know. I can be pretty honest. So this, even with this pencil, it's not the only layer that I put on here. We would go even darker with this pencil, but I want to have more of a general understanding, and we have to layer it so that it really looks like it's hair, you know. The thing I always did wrong, or not wrong, but I was very impatient, so I did not want to draw single lines of hair, single strands of hair. So I just shaded everything. You can see that on my channel in my early portraits. Even with long hair, I just shaded. Which is valid, which I'm still doing with very short hair. You can do that also with a certain amount of details, preferably with dark hair. But for long hair now I've changed to this approach, and it takes longer. I have to live with that, but I think it helps the end result. I have not read exactly what you have written about the dinosaurs. It's going great. I last tamed a Tulacuelo. Tulacuelo. Sounds Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. It's gorgeous midnight blue with sunset orange stripes. Crappy level, but I only tamed it for the colors. Yeah, I get that. I never started even with the breeding. Yeah, I did breeding. I did because of the imprinting, but that was the whole extent of what I did. I did never start to go into arc breeding for leveling and optimization purposes. It was just, oh, those two dinosaurs look great, let's see what comes out of it, and try to imprint it to get those stat boosts, and that was always enough for me. If Liana was here, she experimented a lot with that. If she comes, she can tell you all about it. So I think she even thinks about opening up a new server. I could imagine visiting there from time to time, but I don't think I will start hardcore arc again. You know, watching Flinger from time to time, I think that's enough for me. That's my arc fix. Okay, so you see, this is already the, I don't know, third layer. I try to vary it a little bit in terms of pressing. I am turning around the pencil so that I have a tip to work with and not that it does not get too flat. I have to be very careful up here, which I was not. A good eraser is everything anyway. So I'm using this one also because I can right now still erase it quite good, and I love these nettable ones. This is a very cheap one, but I actually prefer it. I lost it, but I found it. I did not really miss it, my more expensive one. This is a cheap one I got from a wish haul, actually. Also, video on my channel. That I really love, because it is a bit more firm. It holds the shape pretty well, so you can even go quite detailed in your erasing efforts. So, last layer with this pencil, and then we will go darker. The more layers you put in there, obviously the more hair-like it becomes. Other artists use often smudge sticks, stuff like that, to have a first layer with this pencil, and then smudging it to a uniform covering in a certain grayness that helps with getting it look fuller quicker. I do not like at all smudging in any way, shape or form. I haven't even experimented a lot with it. I want to. I should try a new technique also there. But it's not the standard technique that I'm using. But be aware of that if you want to. If you like the look of it, I don't like the look of it. I like structure in the line work. So that's what makes my look also a bit messier. I like to see the strokes. That's also why I'm perhaps still not have tried digital work, because of course you can also imitate strokes and lines and so on, but more or less the reason for digital is to get it quite smooth and clean looking. That's not exactly what I do. I don't make very clean looking things. Hey Vitani, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I started now streaming a little bit more regularly, so keep your eyes posted on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Might become even a little bit earlier once my treatments are over. Cyril, which pencil you're using for drawing hair? A lot of different ones. This is a HB, a cheap one. In general, the cheap ones are always a little bit harder. I really like it as a standard pencil. You do not always need the most expensive pencils. I like to use a hard HB, or is it 2B? I think it's a 2B actually, but it could very well as well be an HB. Always depending on the brand, or anyway, like sizes of clothing with different brands. But it can be very hard for the first lines. So the first lines here are all done with a very hard one. This is a more expensive one and a quite dark one, 8B. I tended to use a 2B of the same brand in between. You see how dark that also in comparison can get to the 2B cheap one. It is a Stellar Mars Lumograph Black. I like it very much as a darker one for getting more details in. And if you go a bit lighter on the pressure, I do not need the 2B that much anymore, at least. So those are the main ones, and then for really the details later I go in with Conte à Paris Pierre Noir. It's called a dark stone, black stone, I think. Black stone pencil. Pierre Noir probably also means black stone. Schwarzstein in German, sounds evil. Is extremely black, it's very matte, it's just a joy to draw with it, but people can draw complete pictures with those. I have not yet. I have even, actually this is a 2B, I have actually also an HB, but I don't see that much difference. So, well, not sure if I will attempt to draw a complete picture with those. I hope that answers your question. Vitani has school tomorrow. Is it so late? Good thing I start earlier in the future, right? Yeah, this time I think it's for not a lot of countries and areas. This time is a very good one to stream. But I noticed that a lot of people were saying over on Twitch that they had that they watched during work. So I just thought, okay, I'll try streaming when I can, not when I expect many people to do, because you never know. Some of them only stream during work hours. So why not try to entertain people while they're working? I'm never really happy with hair. I'm still working on finding myself in that area. You see, I'm starting to mix a little bit of just shading in. The darker I get, the more I do that. Because there are some areas that are just so dark that you do not see single hair, so it would not be actually realistic to go to leave strands of hair there. That's the advantage of smudging. You can get those areas much more easily identified as darkness and shadow, in contrast to actual physical things like hair, if you understand what I mean. I'm not native English speaker, so I'm doing my best. I hope you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Hey Chrissa! That name is pretty similar to Cyril. Shakira is a bossy older sister, isn't she, Vitani? Your brothers, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. So, yeah. I am really not happy with the hair yet. I guess I will have to put in some really dark areas to get it more to a level where I'm happy with it. But it's also, I have to also give some excuses. It is not that easy. You see all the very light area in here mixed with the dark ones. And it's out of focus. So that is a bit of a challenge. Smudging also helps with autofocus, but I'm also not doing that. If you come over here or to your sister, over here would take some time. No, not sure it's worth it. But if you want to come and walk the dogs, that's fine with me. This gets quite messy. I'm not happy with it. I'm putting a lot of work in right now for my for what I'm usually doing a lot of work in here, but it's quite messy looking. I don't like it. So let's try and make it worse. I will very slowly and carefully try to sharpen my black stone, because it's really a challenge. I've never really gotten to a point where I have an actual tip. I have to work with this, because if I don't, yeah, there you see it. It will be completely broken, and my fingers always look like this when I sharpen them anyway, because it's such a dark pen. I love it, and it makes noise, so if you don't like this kind of noise, I'm very sorry, but I cannot really stop it from doing this. It's a noisy boy. But I don't know if you can really see it as well as it looks in real life, how extremely dark that goes. Brings in an additional layer of contrast and control. So So I won't go, not only because it's squeaking like crazy, I won't go too dark in this area because we will do all of this together because it's just bleeding into each other. So we won't go into too much detail over there. So, something like that. Still not happy. But I think it's in a place where it is an acceptable representation for now. We will see if we go back to that at a later point in time. No, not. Puppies, yeah. I have puppies. I have 2 puppies. It's well, they are not puppies. They are really big adult dogs. I have greyhounds, and they are quite big. So I also cannot lift them to show them in the camera. So that's one of the disadvantages of having really big dogs. Let's change the side. If you want to see the puppies, I have the break screen where all my animals are shown. Just say the words and I will treat you with a minute of break screen with all my animals. 2 dogs and 2 cats, although one of those cats is gone by now. Sure. Okay, I will show you. So let's go in. Let me see. There's the break. We'll go in to the break for a minute, so you can see my little puppies and the cats. See you back in a minute. It doesn't move. Give me a second. I go into the break screen, try to fix it. I have no idea why it's not moving. 1 sec. Aren't they just adorable? Adorable. Yeah, so that is my break screen. It is probably, I could just stream that the whole day. I have actually the break screen if you're interested. I have uploaded that in expanded version actually. I'm still planning to do another video out of, we had a duckling some time ago. A little duckling, we saved it out of a, how is it called in English? A drain, a sewer thingy, storm drain? I think something like that. I don't know. And it was with us for a couple of days. That one is also in there. A long version of this intermission screen. It is called intermission something, whatever, on my channel. So as a separate video, if you want to watch those dogs and cats and the duckling again, you can take a look at that video. There were some people who wanted to have it especially because of the music, to be able to replay it. So I uploaded it. Chewie, exactly. The duckling was called Chewie because we found him on Star Wars Day. Or her. You never know until they are big. You have no idea what kind of... You would have to do a DNA test to find out if they are male or female. We didn't do that. Might surprise some people who know me. But I just decided he was a little goofy, he was a little tipsy, so he was a boy in my eyes. But Chewie while Chewie is a boy name, it does still sound also okay for a woman, so for a girl duck. So that was the name we gave him. Yeah, I will make a Chewie video. I wanted actually, so we brought him after we took care of him for a couple of days. We brought him to a wild bird sanctuary. Because he had other ducklings also there to live with. And they promised us that they will mark him, and once he and his brothers and sisters were big enough to be released, that we might release them. But we called now a couple of weeks ago, and they told us that our Chewie has lost his marking and that they could not identify him anymore, and they did not even know if he was still there or if he was already out there. So that made me a bit sad, I have to say. I really wanted to send him out into the world. I'm a bit sappy, quite emotional in that way. I really wanted to do that for him and with him. So that really bummed me out. But he's still alive, so and by now he's probably definitely out there and living his best life, I hope. So but I wanted to also film that and make a video out of the whole process. Which I now can't do, so I should get a move on and make a Chewie video. He was so cute. It was the cutest thing. Yeah, it is sad. But as I said, he's living. He's out there. He has friends. He's not alone. Can't really complain, can I? But when I did the extended version of the break screen for release as a video, I put him in there. So I have a lot of material for that. He was only with us for 3 days or something. Because you could not stop filming him. He was just so cute. So I added that. So about last coat with this pencil, and then we will move again to a darker one. I won't cry on stream, don't worry. I don't think so. I am actually thinking about I'm doing if I ever reach 1,000 subs. Cross your fingers. By the way, spread the word if you like what you see. Give me thumbs up, subscribe, forward my videos, my channel. If I ever reach 1,000 subs, I'm thinking about making a special about my mother, who would be so proud that I'm doing art. And that I'm doing this despite being quite ill and everything. So I would draw her, probably. That's what I'm thinking about, at least. I want to draw her in memory of her, and then in that regard probably very, very possibly talk about her, tell you a little bit about her, how she influenced me. And that is a stream where it is quite possible that there could be a couple of tears, you know. So I'm trying to leave a little bit more controlled white areas in this hair now on this side, although I have to be careful. I should have done the same on the other side. I did not, so I have to be careful that it does not just look like two sides in two different styles. That would be a bit of a bummer. Thank you very much, Vitani. Yeah, the thing is, small YouTube channels like this one, they do not really get pushed at all by YouTube. So we have to work for every single sub. And I'm very thankful and very happy about every single sub, because it is something you've earned and was not given to you by anyone. And one of the most important growth factors is word of mouth. If people like your content, that they spread it, because that is the fastest way. That is the only way how you can grow fast. I've done this channel now for I think 3 months, and I have not reached 200 subs. Yeah, I'm still much better off than, for example, some gaming channels, which is really difficult to grow, because it's just so full. Art is also not exactly a niche, small niche, so there's also a lot of content there, but still easier than gaming. So I'm happy with my growth, but there could be more growth, but that only happens if people forward it to people they know. Because if I post something on Twitter or something, or other social media, people do not really, it's a very small percentage of people that actually regard it in any way, shape or form, even if they retweet it or something. Thank you, Sarah, very much appreciated. This is, yeah, it is, part of it is me begging for forwarding. But it's also just an explanation. This counts for every single YouTuber, every small YouTuber. If you watch other YouTube channels, small ones, they are really dependent on those factors that are good for the YouTube algorithm. Because the goal in the end for every YouTuber is to get attractive for the YouTube algorithm. So the YouTube algorithm puts you up to more viewers, that more viewers can recognize and see you. And the algorithm only does it really when they think that your content is good, and the algorithm sees that by different things like watch time, of course. If people watch your video, if they watch it completely, it's called retention, the amount of time people are watching your video. If people are just watching your video 10 seconds or something, YouTube says, okay, it does not seem to be a very good video, because people start to watch it. Perhaps it's even clickbait or something, because people start to watch it, and then they stop watching because, I don't know, it's just not good quality or something. That's how YouTube interprets it if you do only watch part of a video. The same with likes and all kinds of interaction with the video shows the YouTube algorithm that it seems to be a good video. Like leaving a comment, commenting on comments that others have left, because that indicates some kind of community, people communicating independently of the creator. That is always a sign for quality, as well as leaving a thumbs up. And of course, the big metric, the subscription. So yeah, that's in short terms the gist of it. Nobody really knows perfectly well how the algorithm of YouTube works. It's also, you have to post regularly, if at least weekly. It is said that helps. Impressions. The impressions is also an interesting thing. An impression in YouTube speak is when they show your thumbnail of your video to somebody. And if you see a new video of somebody, me for example, and you scroll over it, it is an impression that did not lead to a click. They actually measure every time they show a thumbnail to somebody and they do not click. So there is a percentage rating of how many people click per seeing your thumbnail. I don't know if I explained that in a way that you can understand that it is understandable, but something like that. So it's complicated. It is not easy for a small YouTuber to get out there, get the subs, get people really interacting with the content. YouTube only starts helping you once you are already at a certain level of success. They want more or less you to prove that your content is worth it before they start helping you. Hey, Liana, good morning, or good lunch, good noon. Yeah, I'm as I said, I'm it is a bit ungrateful to say I'm still under 200. There are people who have been on the platform much longer, have much less. But as I think I said it in the last stream, one metric I'm really looking forward to fulfill is having people watching my videos more than I have to put time into making them. So if one video, now with the interviews that I'm doing, takes about 6 to 8 hours to create, with rendering and watching them to see if anything is wrong and so on, and re-editing, blah blah blah, especially the interviews, with scrolling through the films, finding out if there is some kind of citation I can use for an interesting interview. That takes up to 8 hours, and That's not that much time because I am pretty quick drawer. My sketches do not take that much time. Editing takes more time. But I would like to reach a level where people are putting more time into watching my videos than I am putting into creating them. And I am not there yet. Far from it. But that's a metric that I myself have. Thank you, Vitani. Thank you for saying that. You're sweet. It's a game of luck in part. For some reason, sometimes the algorithm kicks and gets you higher up. I try to also post more on TikTok, for example, now, because some people also get some new subscribers on YouTube from getting them interested via TikTok. That's one of the bigger platforms, obviously, right now. So if you have a TikTok account, you can find me there under the same name also. I have pretty abysmal views there. Okay, I like the right side of the hair more, although it does have less definition than the left side. I should always, when I start with hair, I should always have some test hair until I'm in the groove to start over with the actual portrait. I think this quite, I would just add a little bit of this, the same lines I'm doing there right now over here, because it loses detail with the way I am now just layering thicker dark lines on there, but it also gains a bit more dynamicness and looks tidier, to be honest. I have to be careful with the hair that is in the face though, and I think we can pronounce it even more. Although that now looks very strange. And I'm not even sure yet why. I'm right back with chat, I'm sorry. Just have to see what to do here. I think this is already better. I think I have to make all of this a bit darker, all of this side of the face. Or not. It looks strange. I'm not happy. I think I need to put in this also to get it a bit more, I don't know what, better looking. Mr. Squeaks. Probably not the wrong name. So I'm thinking about, do we make it just a black hole here? I don't think so. I think we need a little bit of the, I'm really winging this now here. A little bit of the structure of her neck, something. So we're doing this very loosely. I even forgot, I think, one of the ribs here, or it depends how low you look. So this will be our silver. We'll give it a little bit of shading and those little breaks in there that you probably can't see very well, but I think you can see it to a certain extent, so you have an idea that there are these little sections. It looks like sections or something. They actually look a little bit like latex or something. They should have, if you ask me, put a bit more time into these silver areas and really embroider something, or I don't know. I could have embroidered something. So this is the jawline. We will see if that has to be corrected in some way, shape or form. We will now make it darker. You see it. I think it will help. Now if you layer in the dark, make this a bit more obscure the actual lines. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, I wanted to make sure that I'm not off camera again. A tiny stick figure body would also be fun, wouldn't it? I should take some of my portraits and just put some stick figure bodies beneath it. Beneath the heads. Like bobbleheads, you know? Bobblehead version. So, to everyone that is new right now, the portraits always go up as time-lapse videos also. So if you're interested, if you cannot be here for the complete process or did not see the beginning, once you see that, you do not have to. You are welcome to watch the full video recording, but you can also just go with the time-lapse version. The time-lapse version, at least in the last videos I've done, you even get a bonus of me trying to be funny and introducing some faked interviews, which I have to say, the first ones I did, and I only did 3 or something, starting to get a bit better, but the very first, for example, when I edited that for TikTok now, is a bit cringy, but I'm learning, so be kind. I know that it is a work in progress. But something you learn when you start with a little bit of YouTubing is, if you're putting yourself out there, it's fine, nobody kills you. Because if you're not good, nobody's watching. So, be brave. Just do it. Mr. Squeaky to the rescue. So you can say what you want. I think it actually helped a little bit with the overall look and feel of the head, to not have it as a floating monstrosity anymore, but having it somewhat grounded in the context of a actual body. It helped. Not sure that I am where I want to be, but I think that the thing that is left now is detail work. we could call it a day, but we will continue a little bit and try to get a bit more detailed. So if any one of you has an idea, thinks there is something where we should go touch something up. Sometimes I don't even see it anymore. That's one of the reasons why I am also not doing it in one go. Although the streams are not that long, I could perhaps do it. I need always a little bit of distance to really see errors or places where I still have to work on. And I am totally open to suggestions, because sometimes I don't see it. So it is helping, it is not showing me up or whatever. So feel free to say anything. I'm still open to saying no, I don't agree, but normally I'm open for any kind of suggestion. Bubblehead Hela, yes. Bubblehead Hela. That could be a good name for the video. Bubblehead Hela. It's more of a clickbait title though. It's like, really, Hela? Thank you very much, Cyril. I do my best. It is still a bit messy, but we're getting to a point where I feel comfortable in. Calling it the complete picture. But still, for now, we have a bit of work to do. I think here we have to put in a bit more hair. That already also looks a bit better. I think there will be quite a bit of lines that I still put into the hair, because some areas look a bit wonky, wobbly, and I can probably save by layering a little bit more on it. I'm far from internet material, lol, although I would have made good Vine videos with some of the dumb stuff I come out with. Yeah, TikTok is the new Vine, so put it on there. Just put it on there, and there is so much stuff where I'm wondering how they get their views. But they get. And envy is not a good look. I think we can go a little bit darker on this side still with the hair, at least the forefront parts. Perhaps we will even get a bit more three-dimensionality into it that way. Mr. Squeaky is quite loud today, I'm very sorry. I think I'm hurting him. Oh, by the way, I also have, of course, a Facebook presence. So if it is easier, or if you are interested in sharing my links on there, you can just share the posts I post there. I would be very thankful for any kind of sharing. So if you enjoy the content, of course, only. If not, please don't share. Then I have not earned it. I think her hair lives from being quite messy. So putting some messy lines in there actually helps quite a bit. You see, I have to be careful. I'm really messing here up. My hands are so leady. Is that a word? I declare this a word now. So I'm very near to saying this is it. I have to say. So if you have still something that you think, okay, I hoped all the time that he would notice it, he didn't. I have to tell him what he did wrong. Now is the time. Lips remind you of Cate Beckinsale for some reason. Not wrong. You could almost exchange her probably for the underworld Cate Beckinsale if the hair was less long. But I actually think that her lips in the picture also have kind of a resemblance with Cate. I'm making it worse, don't I? Becomes more of Cate Beckinsale right now. I think it's not so far off of Cate Beckinsale in the original. At least the underworld Cate Beckinsale. So I don't take it as something inherently negative. Truth be told. I have to be careful because this is pretty much unerasable, this pencil. I really want to set a couple of more really dark accents in the face so that it does not get lost in all the extremely dark hair. Semi-extremely dark hair. Can something be extreme if it is also semi? She has, I said that in the beginning, Liana, you weren't there. It's something that I really struggled with and am still not 100% happy, but I'm happier now with it. She is just, I don't know if it's also CGI, but she has no lines, nothing that betrays her age in this picture, in her face. That makes it difficult to really draw it. It looked, especially in the beginning, it looked quite flat. The picture looked very flat, very unrealistic. And I had a bit of trouble to find out which kind of details, or which exact details I needed to make it more believable. Not sure if I nailed it, but it became better. And I've now reached a point in time where I think I will ruin more than I will save if I'm continuing for too long a time. Okay, so perfect. He said and did not really mean it, but I did not ruin it. That was why I said perfect. The difficulty with this pencil, because I do not never really have a tip to draw with, is that sometimes you do not really hit the target where you want to draw and ruin everything. But that is okay. Let's make this more prominent because we have lost that underneath the hair a little bit. We have misplaced the hair a bit. I have to be really careful now. I think I'm starting to ruin it. I have to be careful. Okay. Bada-bada-bada-doo. You are always best. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know that you did not mean it to be negative. It's the same as with my Captain America one, right? Where it has certain aspects have similarities with other people. And the thing is, all people have mouths. To have similarities in them with other people is pretty normal, I would say. I hope so. I hope so. Okay, so I think we're almost done. I always find something that I want to do a quick fix of. So let's see. I think I want to put a bit more emphasis on this makeup thingy. Because it has lost a little bit in contrast in comparison to the hair now. Okay. I think that's it. What do you guys think? Menu zoom. Zoom. That's an eye. Mouth, nose. You see more of the mess. I should never do that zoom, but I think you deserve to see what you have sit through to see. It always looks a lot messier from close, up close than the overall one. I think I'm not nearly perfectly happy, but reasonably okay with it, I would say. She needs a little bit of this menacing look, which the complete makeup and hairstyle and everything really projects. I think they did a really good job in designing her look. That's also why I wanted to draw her in the first place. And yeah, that's it. I called it. This is the end result. Okay, so as I said, you will see the full result. This is the result, but you will see the full video on my channel as a time lapse. Probably on Monday. I'm still trying to figure out the best schedule for publishing. And also for creating, but I'm getting still a lot of medical treatment this week and next week, so it will probably be a bit more stretched out that way. So on Monday I will have completed the time-lapse video, then on Tuesday, the next day around the same time, so 1.5 hours ago, that will be probably the next stream. That's the goal for starting the next superhero, supervillain. You can let me know over whichever channel you want to, my Discord as a comment, or whenever, if you have specific superheroes or villains that you want to be drawn. Doesn't mean that I definitely will do it, but I'm open for suggestions. I will probably not draw a full full Black Panther though, Cyril. I'm sorry, at least not yet. I am still on portraits, I think. But I will branch out eventually. So, yeah, that's it. It is amazing, love it, thank you very much. Shakira looks awesome, thank you very much. Pretty Deadly Goddess looks pretty and deadly. That was the goal, so thank you very much, Liana. A Black Panther, as I said, if I draw him right now, it would be without mask and only the head. So I will put that back, the full mask and full bodysuit, to a later date when I've started with full body sketches. I think I know already who will be the next one, so please don't be disappointed that that will probably not be Black Panther. But I have another character in mind that I'm really keen to draw. So tune in next Tuesday to find out. I would be very happy if you would come back. Thank you very much for watching and spending your time with me today, and when you watch the videos, it's very much appreciated. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. See you next time. Goodbye.